Hey, this is going to be just a quick video to make sure that everyone knows how to use our calculator for chapter 12. There is a lot of entering in tables, and we've seen a little bit of this in one video, a little bit of this in another video, but I want to make sure that everyone can just do everything. So here is 12.3, and what we're going to do is round all answers to 2 decimal places. And what we want to do is find the equation of the line of best fit, and we want to figure out what is R. So for all of these questions, we're going to go to regression. And then I'm just going to type everything in the CEO pay into my X. So 236, 944, 321, 268, 183, 309. Did you see that pop up? If you did, it had to do with my son's college football game that he was at today. It looks like he won free pizza. 236 and 539. No, 259. Okay, so I got all those in. Got to get all my Y's in. This will just take a little bit longer. Hopefully you are typing this in along with me. Gosh, I can't really talk and type at the same time, can I? 7, 18, 9, 12, 25, 9, 47, 97, 0.3, 35, 888, 59, 131, 60, 579, 27, 242. Let's see, 27, 242. So once we get everything in, I'm going to do that. We don't need to read that. It'd be better to read the calculator bigger. There we go. Okay, once we have all that in, we're going to go up. We're going to go to graph. Graph is the best one because it has everything that we need. So it shows us the graph. Okay, cool. It does tell us R right here, but we need to know R and the line of best fit. So I'm going to go over to regression. I'm going to have to do this twice. So I'm going to go to linear, pick the one you want, as long as you see which one's the slope and which one's the y-intercept. Go back up to the same regression, and now it'll have the whole equation written out for me, and it'll have R, and it says to have everything to 2 decimal places. So we have y hat equals 4393783 minus 7.72 x, and then you could, I'll do the other way in a second. R equals negative 0.07 to 2 decimal places. Okay, so let me just go back up and talk about the other possibilities for y hat. And that would be using the other way. So this one used the linear with the y equals a plus bx. But if we want to use the mx plus b, go back to regression, R is the same, and y hat is the same if you just use the commutative property, because we have that y hat equals negative 7.72 x plus 43,937.83. And so these are the same equations. It's just one of them has the negative 7 slope part in the front. One of them has it in the back. The other one has the positive 43,000 in the front. The other one has the positive 43,000 in the back. So you pick whichever one you like, whichever one makes sense with however you're typing in the answers. Okay, oops, I zoomed in too much and I can't see. Well, I'll just scroll over. Okay, so we have, oh, perfect, I can fit them all in. We have these numbers. These are in millions of dollars, but that's okay. We don't need that for this. We don't need to know what the units are. We just type it in how we see them. Oops, too far back. I'm going to hit Shift Clear to get rid of all the X1s. Oh, look at that. I clicked on Y1, and I could also clear the column that way. Okay, it didn't really save me too much time, but learn something new. Okay, the first X1 column is written differently here. So these e-commerce numbers in the top row, that's going to be my X1 column. So I have 1043, 1140, 1471, 1620, 1766, 2062, 2107, 2016, 1847, and finally 2175. And in the brick and mortar or Y column, 17.25, 14.75, 12.97, 1399, 1371, 14, 1362, 1354, 1352, and 1351. Now, I'm going through this kind of fast, typing these numbers in, so if I made a mistake, sorry. I'm just trying to get the basic concept of how to enter into your calculator. That's more important. Once you get how to do it, I know you can type it in, read it off of the graph better than I can. Okay, so I'm going to go up. I want to show you the other way to do this, but you always have to go here to graph first and go to regression, because you have to tell it what kind of regression you want. So say I want linear. So then you saw how we could go to regression. And honestly, I think that's way faster. But I just want to show you about stats, because it does tell you a lot of stuff over here. And what we can see down here is, where's it? I said it was a line, didn't I? And you see, this isn't the best way to do anything because it doesn't seem to be working. It was working the other day. Oh, well, look at that. It gave me the equation right here on the graph. Okay, well, whatever. I'm just going to go back to regression like I did last time. There is my equation, negative 0 point, and I'm just going to go to 3 decimals on that one because it's so tiny. And if I just put 0, 0, that would make sense. Okay, 17.69, and then R equals negative 0.69. It's a coincidence with those two having very similar endings. It just works out that way. Remember, we're not using R squared here. Happens if I scroll down. What else? Yeah, we're not going to worry about the residual plot. Predict X and Y. This you could use like in 12.1 if you're having a really hard time with the algebra. But if you are, let me know and I can help you out with that. Okay, there's 2 more. And just to make sure you're getting it right, what I want to do is pause my video. You pause your video. I'm going to put everything in, get to the answers, and just give you a spot to check it because you really don't need to watch any more video of me like literally typing in numbers. So we're both going to type in numbers and compare answers on the other side. All right, I will see you in a second. All right, for the last 2, I just went ahead and entered them both in at the same time. So you'll see on my graph, I have X1, Y1 is the third example and in red, and then I have X2, Y2 is the last example, and that's in blue. So I go up to graph, and notice it's really hard to see the pictures of both at the same time because they're both different units and different types of numbers. All the reds are clustered down here because they're much tinier numbers than the blue numbers, which went up to triple digits, or not triple digits, went up to 5 digits. But all the information is there, so I can notice, okay, I just want to point out something. This, since it's highlighted in blue, this will be my blue R. If I go over, it won't let me, oh, there we go. It went down to red, and then there's my red R. But we'll get all that squared away here. Under regression, so remember the third one was red, so I say that I want to be linear. It's a terrible graph because it's so tiny compared to the other one, but it'll still give me the answers, which is what I'm after. And so there is the equation for regression, and for the, that's too much, for the R, so I'm going to go ahead and write that in. Y hat equals negative 3.99x plus 21 point, I guess that's going to round up to 10. And then R equals negative 0.34. And then going back to those, get back. Now I want to know the information about the blue. So this time it's easier to see the line because the blue actually was bigger numbers and it's actually visible on this graph. So going back, I said I wanted to know the blue. And so there is model, I'll just write it over here, y hat 0.01, I guess is the best way, the 2 decimal places, 9.38. And then R equals, we saw this at the beginning, 0.93. All right. That's it. Again, the main goal was to make sure that you knew how to hit the buttons on the calculator. So if I made a typo in there, don't worry about it. As long as you know how to enter in your calculator, you'll be good. Okay, that is all. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.